The changes brought by the Industrial Revolution.
My father used to say that the world changed the day the machines began to speak. He was not a scholar or a factory owner. He was a man who worked with his hands, and he knew the sound of a hard life. When I was a boy, our town was still quiet, with narrow streets and smoke rising only from small chimneys. People walked to work, children played by the river, and evenings came slowly, like a sigh. Then the factories arrived, first one, then many. Tall brick buildings rose where fields had once spread green and open. The air grew heavier, the river turned dark in some places, and the sound of metal never really stopped.
At first, I was fascinated. The engines were enormous, and their rhythm felt almost alive. Inside the mill, belts turned, wheels spun, and iron hands moved with frightening speed. Men who had once spent all day doing one small task now stood beside machines that could do the work of many. My older brother found a job there, and so did half the boys from our street. The wages were low, but the promise of steady work was stronger than fear. My mother, however, cried the first night he left for the factory before sunrise. She said the house felt emptier even before he was gone. Soon, more families moved into the town. New houses were built quickly and badly. Smoke covered the sky. The streets were crowded with people who had come seeking work. But not all of them found dignity. Children worked long hours. Women bent over machines until their backs ached. The day seemed longer, but the life inside it felt shorter. I began to understand that progress could carry both light and shadow.
One winter, my brother came home with a bandaged hand. A machine had caught his glove and twisted his fingers badly. He said it was nothing, but I could see the pain in his face. That night, as he sat near the stove, he told me something I never forgot. "I am glad the town is growing," he said, "but sometimes I wonder who the growth is for." His words stayed with me. The factory had given us wages, but it had taken time, silence, and the simple rhythm of our old life. I looked out the window at the glowing windows of the mill, and thought about the people inside. The tired, the hopeful, the silent, the hurt. For the first time, I realized that history was not only written by inventors and owners, it was also written by the hands of workers, by the cough of children, by mothers waiting at the door, and by brothers coming home late with injured hands.
Years later, I left that town, but I never left its lesson behind. The world became faster, louder, and more connected. Trains, books, clothes, and goods moved farther and faster than ever before. But I learned to ask not only what a machine could do, but what a machine could change. It changed how we worked, it changed how we lived, and it changed how we thought about time itself. Whenever I'd hear the distant hum of a factory, or the steady beat of a machine, I remember my brother's words. Progress is powerful, but without mercy, without balance, and without care for the people inside the change, it can live behind a great emptiness. That is the lesson the Industrial Revolution left in my heart. Thank you for watching my video, and I would appreciate it if you could subscribe and like it.